180,000 of people from Kobani had to leave their canton following the savage attacks of ISIS, which began on 15th of September. Some 48,000 have arrived in the border district of Persus in Urfa province. The Kurdish activist ERDAL SHAHIN, who visited Persus and met refugees from Kobani, will join us from the Netherlands to give us more insight in the refugee situation in Persus. Welcome, ERDAL, to our program. You visited Persus for 4 days. How are the refugees distributed in Persus and who is taking care of them?
The situation and condition of the refugees is very bad and is getting worse every day. Though a lot of clothes are being sent, it's not enough to support the refugees, because while winter is arriving, the circumstances are even more alarming. There is a desperate need for water and sanitary like showers and toilets. At the moment, the health and hygiene of the refugees are at risk because of limited resources, as I mentioned it earlier. And the resources at the moment, which are mainly tents for sheltering, and limited, and there's a great need for resources like where refugees can live and shelter. Each tent carries about 10 refugees, and also the resources in the tents are very limited. While winter arrives, the support for the refugees is much more needed. And there is a shortage in tents like diapers, baby milk, toiletries, heating, blankets, and electricity and warm water. At the moment, schools are built in the refugee camps, and there is also different cultural activities like being organized for the children and women. This is done by volunteers with different disciplines, like teachers, for example, and they come from different places in Turkey and Kurdistan. And I want to emphasize that I have a great respect for their determination and what they working for the refugees by leaving everything behind they had at their home.
To what extent are the people and organizations of North Kurdistan mobilized to help the needs of the refugees, ERDAL?
Yeah, besides the support from our own people, there are people from different places and different backgrounds helping and support the refugees. They want not only people from a couple of hours or days, but they say we want people that come here and still staying in Persus from beginning, fulfill the needs for the refugees. They say Kobani is not only a Kurdish matter, but there's also a humanitarian principle to support the revolution in Rojava. Besides that, I also want to say, I also saw actually the citizens of Persus are offering their home and shelter for the refugees. At the moment, there are 5 refugee camps in the Persus, and a large deposit were stuffed and brought together. Besides that, there is a lot of support from people from Europe, and also the HDP party, which is very active in diplomacy in Persus.
You mentioned the international humanitarian organizations. Are they providing any help? What kind of help are they providing to the people of Kobani?
Now, what I have heard is that in Ankara, the association ASAM, which is currently working closely with the United Nations, started an extensive investigation in the needs of the refugees, and if there is enough sheltering in Persus for people who are still fleeing from Kobani, coming from Kobani to Persus. The members of the ASAM are trying to give accurate help and support. And the team consists of a total of 60 people, I think, and the main focus is to provide people their needs for the cold weather. But the time will tell if the current support will enough, and in this case, I believe that the time will tell if the international humanitarian organization will take action to help the refugees from Kobani.
ERDAL SHAHIN, the Kurdish activist, you spoke to us from the Netherlands. Thank you very much for speaking to us on Ronahî.